I'd always thought of women as possessing those delicate qualities of mind and soul that made her in those respects far superior to man. I'd put her on a lofty pedestal, figuratively speaking, and ranked her in important attributes considerably higher than man. I worshipped the feet of the creature that I had raised to this height, and like all true worshippers, I felt myself unworthy of the object of my worship. All this was in the past. Now the woman of my reverent worship has all but vanished. In her place has come the woman who finds her chief success in life lies in making herself as much as possible like man, in voice and actions and dress and sport and achievements of every kind. Women are becoming stronger than men, both physically and mentally. The world has experienced many great tragedies, but to my mind, the greatest of all is the present economic condition in which women strive against men, and in many cases actually succeed in usurping their places in the profession and in industry. This growing tendency of women to overshadow the masculine is a sign of a deteriorating civilization. The growing tendency of women to beat man in business is ruining some of the best traditions, things which have proved moving factors in the world's slow but substantial progress. Practically all great achievements of man up until now have been inspired by man's love and devotion to woman. Man has aspired to do great things because some woman believed in him. Man has risked his life and his all for her time and time again. Perhaps the male in human society is now useless. I'm frank to admit that I don't know. And then women are beginning to feel this way, and there's striking evidence that they do. And we are entering upon the cruelest period of the world's history. Our civilization will sink to a state that of which is found amongst the bees and ants and insects, a state wherein the male is ruthlessly killed off. This matriarchal empire in which the female rules. As the female predominates, the males are at her mercy. The male is seen only as important as a factor in the general continuity of life. Women's independence and cleverness in obtaining what she wants in the business world is breaking down man's independence. The old fire he once experienced of being able to achieve something that could hold a woman's devotion is turning to ashes. Women don't seem to want that sort of thing today. They appear to want to control and govern. They want man to look up to them instead of their looking up to him. And I'm not merely considering this from the standpoint of a man, I'm thinking of the women. As we contemplate any change, we naturally take into consideration the results that may follow such an innovation. One of the results that comes to my mind is quite a pathetic one. Woman is actually the victim, instead of as she thinks the victor. Contentment is absent from her life. She is ambitious, often far beyond her natural equipment in attaining the things she wants. It seems to me that women are not particularly happy with this newfound freedom in this competition with which they are waging so persistently against men in profession, business, and sport, and any achievement. Discontent makes for cranks and unnatural people. There seems to be an uncommon number of them today. For these reasons, I tend to keep myself apart from the crowds. The public and semi-public character is often the target of attack and unpleasant communication. For example, I used to receive all sorts of strange notes, many of them letters from cranks threatening my life because they read about my manufacturing of lightning bolts. They wrote to me that I was manufacturing these lightning bolts to kill them. It seems to me that anything which adds to the great discontent which we observe on every side today must be a bad influence on life. Women who keep themselves agitated in their tremendous competition to beat man at his own game are at the same time losing something that counts for far more in the end, it seems to me, than the empty honors that success in business or one's profession could ever give. The power of the true woman is so great that I believe if a beautiful woman, that is beautiful in spirit, in manner, in thought, in all aspects, but to suddenly appear on earth, a sort of goddess, I believe she could command the whole world. Her leadership, I believe, would be universally recognized. History has shown us many examples of the wonderful influence exerted by unusual women, many of which mothers of great men, but their influence lay not in their determination to outdo man or even to outcompete him. Perhaps because women is a more finer and a more sensitized instrument, she knows by instinct her power, and that the extent of it lies in the high position she takes for herself. But the superior never descends to the level of commonplace. Nikola Tesla. Taking into consideration that these were things that Nikola Tesla said over 100 years ago, I find this extremely interesting. I'd like to hear some of your thoughts in the comments below, what you think of this. Perhaps you agree with some of what he says, or all of what he says, or none of what he says. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, or at least found it fascinating to some degree, I would highly encourage you to subscribe, even leave a like. Check out some of my other videos. We cover a lot of contrarian topics. Maybe you'll agree with some, maybe you don't agree with some. I think you'll enjoy spending some time here regardless. And if you do happen to have free time, and if you're looking for a way to make some extra side income, create a new side hustle, I'd really encourage you to check out my group linked in the description below, Endurance. It's a group that I've operated since 2018, well before the creation of this channel. While the focus revolves around reselling products to profit off of the secondary market, we cover other aspects, generating income too. So with that said, feel free to check it out with the link in the description. And most importantly today, let me know in the comments below what you think about today's topic.